Okay, this is the Orion packaging model h66 high profile pallet wrapper. It's called high profile because the turntable the pallet sits on is approximately 12 inches off the floor. It is for forklift loading only. Obviously, pallet jack loading would not work here. If you were to use pallet jacks, then we would have to get you into a low profile, which sits about 2 1/4 inches off the floor. But this one's a high profile. Real simple. We've got a turntable here. It's about 48 by 48 and can handle about a 4,000 pound load. This can also do 48 by 48 length by width, but then we can go up to about 84 inches high with your load. The carriage will go up that high. Takes a standard 20-inch roll of stretch film. Very simple. This is kind of cool. Let's just say we're putting a new roll of film on here. This is open. So we simply set the roll on the bottom core chuck, bring the top one down, peel out a little bit of film so we can just string it straight through the carriage, and then just kind of slam this door shut, like so. Latch is nice and tight, and now we have a nice tail to attach to the load. I usually just simply tuck it underneath the corner, something like that, and then we can hit the cycle start button. Control-wise, cycle start button, one button per cycle, an e-stop or pause button. Film tension, we can control how tight the film is from the last roller on the carriage over there to the load. We can lay it on loose or we can lay it on really tight, depending on what you're doing. Independent top wrap counter, independent bottom wrap counter, independent carriage up and down speed. A lot of wrappers have a single adjustment for both the up and down. This also has the load height sensing photo eye. Normally we're going to leave that on. Photo eye is right here. How that works is you can see the red light showing the photo eye is actually looking at the load. So as the carriage goes up during the cycle, the photo eye sees the load as the carriage is traveling up, up, up. When it gets to the top and then it sees nothing, the carriage stops and it does its top wraps, which I have set at 2, and then the carriage starts to come down by itself. We've got a couple manual, if we wanted to raise and lower the carriage, we can do that between cycles, also jog the turntable, and the reinforced wrap is something, not a lot of people use it, but it's here. During the cycle, if you need to put extra layers of wrap on a certain spot, you simply flip the switch, you have to flip it and hold it, and the carriage will stop, whichever direction it was going, up or down, it will stop, and then just apply a lot of film to that one area. Not many people use it, but it's there. So, a little bit about the carriage. You saw how easy it was to thread the film through. This has power pre-stretch rollers in here. They're kind of hard to see, the lighting's not great, but you've got an aluminum roller here, an aluminum roller here, and in between are 2 black rollers, first and second. The second black roller spins 245% faster than the first one. So between point A and point B, we are stretching the film 245% before it even leaves the machine. And that stretch ratio has absolutely nothing to do with the tension on the film. That's just mechanics right there. So what that allows us to do is take a 6,000 foot roll of film and actually stretch it into nearly 21,000 feet. If you can imagine how many pallets you can wrap with 21,000 feet of film, it adds up a lot. So that's a really cool feature. Not a lot of wrappers, or not all wrappers, have that. Definitely some of the older ones do not. This one does. So I'm just going to come over here, hit the cycle start button, carriage goes up, table starts to rotate, and away we go. Walk over here. There's our photo eye. You see the red light. Okay, the red light just went off, which means it saw the top of the load, so it automatically knows when to stop. And we are now applying our top wraps. I'm going to pause this for a second, and I wanted to show you real quick a demonstration of the power pre-stretch. So what we're going to do is, this is a little difficult to do one-handed here. I'm going to take a standard business card, which has my name on it, and I'm just going to put a line on either side of the business card, one on the left, sorry, this is hard to do with one hand, and one on the right. So you can see we've got a little line here and a little line there. So what I'm going to do is just fatten up these lines a little bit so we can see them in just a second. And then we're going to restart the cycle. Carriage is going down. And you see my lines coming across. There they are right there. We're just going to let the machine finish out, and then we'll come back to those lines here in just a second. So we're actually capturing the pallet as well as the load, which is very important. You don't want your load shifting on the pallet. So now it's doing its bottom wraps, which we have set up here in the wrap counter for 2. And it has satisfied the bottom wrap counter. Now the turntable is coming around to a home position, so it stops in exactly the same spot where it started. Okay, let's just take a business card here and let's go find our marks. I think they're over here. Here they are, right there. Okay, there's one. Where'd it go? Oh, here's the other. You can see how a thin pen mark actually stretched to that wide. That's how far we are stretching the film in the film carriage. So if I take my business card and I lay it back on here, this would represent the original 6,000 feet of film on that roll. Hang tight here. I'm going to just put a little mark over here with my marker. Okay, so that is the original film on the roll. So now I'm going to take and put my card on that mark. This is how far we have gained in film width. There's the first 100%. I'm going to put a little mark over here. Sorry about the camera. Okay, put a little mark there. So that represents the first 100% we stretched. I'm going to flip the card again, so it's right on that mark. So there's my mark over here. I'm going to mark it over here one more time. Sorry again about the camera. There's 200%, and then I'm going to flip it one more time. We're not quite halfway into the card. Halfway is right about there. So we are close to 240%, just like the gearing says. So all of this from this spot right here, all the way over to here, to this right here, that's how much we increased our film from the original 6,000 feet. That's where we get 21,000 feet of film out of a 6,000 foot roll. And if you don't think that doesn't add up to a lot of money at the end of the year, you're going to think twice, because it definitely does. Some machines only stretch 100%, some do 150. Some of the later models can go up to over 300, assuming the film can take that much abuse. This particular film can. So works out pretty slick. Just a little stretch wrapping 101 on how to save a ton of money just by having a simple thing like a power pre-stretch film carriage. Again, this is the Orion model h66. It is available at Great Plains Packaging here in Davenport, Iowa. Our phone number is 563-391-9809. And as for me, my name is Todd. If you have any questions, give us a call. Again, it's 563-391-9809. Thank you very much for watching.